personal story about meeting Nancy Juetten. How many of you love Nancy Juetten? So I first met Nancy at JVX in, I think, 2014. It might have been 2013, year one, that we saw each other, but we really connected in 2014, and then even deeper in 2015, and we started partnering and connecting. And in 2016, I wanted to go back to JVX, but Renee was in therapy. She was in treatment for cancer, and so I wasn't able to make it to JVX, and Nancy was a sponsor there. And instead of having stage time to speak, they gave her 2 minutes to do a video, and they would record the video and share the 2-minute video as her sponsorship. And she spent the first minute and a half talking about a GoFundMe account to help raise money for Renee's treatment. And then she said in the last 30 seconds, by the way, I'm really good at doing bios, and if you need help with your bio, please come see me at my table. And that's the kind of person that Nancy is. That's the kind of person she's always been, not only for me, but she's a champion for everybody that's in her corner. And so it brings me great honor to have Renee do a very special introduction for a very special talk.
We are about to be whisked away on a short journey down the yellow brick road of entrepreneurial transformation. Our next speaker isn't just a leader and speaker. She's a high vibe wizard at helping soulful entrepreneurs like you amplify your income, impact, and influence while staying true to who you are. With courage as her compass and connection as her superpower, she has helped countless leaders step into their authentic rhythm, overcome their flying monkeys of doubt, and defy gravity in their businesses and lives. She's a quirky storyteller who knows the power of a really great pair of shoes, because when you're walking your unique path, it helps to strut with style and purpose. And today, she's here to show us how to be the message we're destined to share with the world, and to make sure we aren't traveling alone. So grab your courage, click your heels 3 times, and join me in welcoming the dynamic, inspiring, and transformational Nancy Juetten to the Soulful Leadership Retreat stage.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm so honored to be here. Who's seen Wicked? Who has not seen Wicked? Your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to run and not walk to go see Wicked, because what it is I'm going to be talking about today will give you a whole new view of what that's all about, especially in context of what we're talking about right here today. So have you ever followed, oh, where's my clicker? Okay. Oh, click my heels together. Have you ever followed the yellow brick road to success or opportunity, only to realize that the destination that you landed on isn't where you wanted to go at all?
Yep.
As soulful leaders, sometimes I think that we think that one phone call to some influencer, or one email to an influential list, or one person discovering you out of a crowd is going to be the thing that changes everything. And what I want to tell you in the next 15 minutes, or inspire you to do, is to be your own wizard. What if you took control of your own destiny? Oh, is this a better one? This is the right one? Ah, good. If only someone else would promote me or do something for me, if I could find the business model that was right for my super skills, everything's gonna change and the whole world's gonna be better. We've all had this dream. Have you had this dream? Well, this dilemma reminds me of Elphaba, the green wizard in the blockbuster musical Wicked. And if you haven't seen it, as I said, I think you should see it. Alpha's story tells us to pursue what feels authentic and true, even if it's the harder path. She chose freedom over false promises, and in doing so, she discovered her own strength. As entrepreneurs, we can do the same. Instead of chasing wizards, well, let me just say this about that. You're probably thinking, what is wizard syndrome? What is wizard syndrome? Wizard syndrome is when you chase external validation instead of trusting your own power. How does this relate to the JV partnership world? Well, again, as I said, sometimes we're chasing wizards who think they can change everything for us in an instant. But not all opportunities are right for us. Not all models of doing business are aligned for us. And not all partnerships are right for us or for you. You may notice, as all these opportunities are coming your way, that feelings are coming up. And you're trying to trust your intuition. What is this feeling so sudden and new? Is it loathing? Loathing? And how does that go, Barb?
Unadulterated
Loathing. Something's coming your way and you're thinking, ooh, am I loathing that? Am I dreading that? Am I dragging tail around doing that thing? Or are you really excited about it? Are you loving it? Are you excited about it? Do you think about getting out of bed, putting both feet on the floor and saying, I get to do this today and it's gonna be awesome? I think we need to ask ourselves these questions. And there are other questions we need to ask too. For example, well, let me just go back a little bit here. I'm trying to go back. Well, a couple questions. One of them would be, do you prefer simplicity over complexity? Or do you prefer complexity over simplicity? This is an important consideration. You can also ask yourself, do you prefer to hustle and grind? Or do you prefer pacing and grace? Do you want a one-night stand? Or do you want a lasting, satisfying relationship? These are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself. And you also want to say, does this partnership feel like Glinda guiding me? Or is this a wizard distracting me? Sometimes flying free may be the best option. Especially in a room like this where there's so many partners that you could do business with and so many opportunities that you have to choose from. Maybe you haven't dialed in your offer yet and it's not selling and you're totally overwhelmed and thinking, I'm gonna jump into partnership maybe before it's my right time. Maybe the best thing to do is to fly free and make sure that your offer is converting, that your people are loving it, that you have wonderful case studies to prove it, and then when you decide to partner or you get invitations to partner, then you can just amplify the impact with wonderful people that can't wait to support you. Isn't that such a smart way to go? We can learn a lot from Alphaba. She teaches us not to chase wizards, but to make decisions and build partnerships based on what's true and authentic for us. Remember when she thought, oh, if I could just meet the wizard, my whole life would change. If I could just meet the wizard and I, we're gonna change the world, we're gonna make things great. But when you're looking at it, the grass looks so much greener on the outside, and then you get inside and you look under the tent and you go, oh, I don't think I like this wizard. He's just an old man behind a curtain that doesn't really stand for much. He's flawed, he's limited, he's disappointing. Better to fly free and do your own thing than to align with something that isn't a fit. Because as I've often said, and many of you know this one, if it's not a fit, you must not commit. I believe that by being relentless in your pursuit of what feels right, you'll create a business and a life that you can love, and you can achieve success on your own best terms. So you might be thinking, well, Nancy, what's your story? My cousin Scott, my mother used to type my cousin's papers in college, and he said to all of us, my sister and I, and my mother included, boy, if you mention Charles Dickens in the first part of your presentation, the teacher's gonna love it because it's so knowledge of the classics and you're already on your way to an A. So I would say for my 24-year business history as an entrepreneur, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Thank you, Charles Dickens. What I would say about my journey is after 16 years in corporate America, I hung out my shingle in February of 2001. That is 24 years of being in the entrepreneurial trenches. And thank you. And it has not been a straight line to success. It has not been a cakewalk by any stretch. There has been all kinds of drama, trauma, and chaos. There has been sickness and health. There has been scarcity and wealth. There has been love, loss, and chaos. There has been more drama, trauma, and chaos for you too, I imagine. And I often think to myself, how much more trauma, drama, and chaos can any of us endure? But when life happens, we just have to dance through and keep dancing through, because what else can we do? A couple of highlights from this 24-year journey. I had a PR firm, and I had clients with really big names, people that you would know. And I was like the wizard behind the curtain, making music happen so people could be seen, heard, and celebrated for their winning ways. And then the Great Recession of 2008 happened, and it seemed like the whole thing fell apart in a weekend. So here we were living in this really big house, and we couldn't sell the house we left. We had all these mortgages, and my greatest fear is that we were going to have to put the house up for sale as soon as we moved in because we couldn't pay the mortgage. So on a dare from a friend, I wrote a book called Bye Bye Boring Bio, and it literally saved our bacon at the precise time that I needed to bring it home. That went on for a while. Remember 2020? 2020 happened, the pandemic happened, and everybody's sidewalks rolled up, and nobody could leave their house to broadcast their brilliance to make their impact in the world. Again, a disruption. I thought, I'll be my own wizard. I will discover a way to make my way in the world as a creative entrepreneur and be of contribution to many people around the world. Having been a publicist for so many years, I thought, ooh, I'll apply all my expertise to podcast guesting, because we can all broadcast our brilliance from the comfort of our own home. We don't even have to be wearing pants, and we can make amazing things happen. So I since created a system around how to podcast guest for good and profit without hiring an expensive booking agency, and I've since trained 5,000 people to book themselves on thousands and thousands of podcasts. Then, thank you. Many of you are probably here saying, hey, thank you, Nancy, for showing me how so I could spend my money elsewhere on things like MetaMind. Now, another disruption that I'm super excited about was in November of 2022. That's when ChatGPT debuted. My son, who is a 27-year-old graduate student in analytical chemistry of all things, says, Mom, I think this is for you. You're gonna love ChatGPT. And I've been a word wizard all my life, and an award-winning copywriter and a really great publicist, and I've done this all myself, all without any aid of AI. But boy, you know what? I've discovered I write really good prompts. I have discovered that I can give really good input and get really good output. And what I love about ChatGPT and rising up to the challenge of this new technology is that when I have clients come to me and say, I have a meeting this afternoon and I'm going to share this with them and I'm hoping to enroll them in my 4 or 5 or my 6-figure program, what do you think of what it is I've prepared? And sometimes I'll look at what they've prepared, and like in Toastmasters, you always learn how to say, well, this is really good, and this is really good, but boy, are you open to some upgrades because we have some opportunity here. And then the person says, but my meeting is an hour, what are we gonna do? And I'll say, are you open to going to ChatGPT with me right now, and can we work this out so that you can feel confident in closing that deal? And in the last 2 weeks, 2 of my clients have closed 4- and 5-figure deals as a direct result of my word wizardry skills on their behalf. I think this is the biggest word wizardry win of my life. Many of you know that we've been trying to sell our home in Bellingham, Washington for almost 10 months. It is not an easy market. Interest rates are high. Our home is beautiful, but I had no idea all the flaws, foibles, and missing pieces in this home that would prevent people from making an offer and releasing us from this asset. So someone made an offer, And you know, it's very common these days that people make low-ball offers. Well, we had a low-ball offer, and my husband was like washing his hands of it and says, this isn't our buyer, we'll just have to wait for someone else. And I said, I think I have a solution. I'm a word wizard. I'm gonna write a letter to that seller, that buyer, and I'm gonna make my case about why our home holds the value that it does, and if they want to match the price that we're asking, we're more than happy to have them move in and live happily ever after. But our best next alternative is to go back to Bellingham in the summer and enjoy all the bounty that this house has to offer. It's really their choice. Guess what? We bridged a couple $100,000 to come to our price, and the house closes on the 24th of February. That's a 7-figure cash deal for me and my husband at a time in our life where we really do want to dance through life. We're debt-free, we're mortgage-free, we are at choice about what we get to do with the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And I get to do the work I love, and I'm so excited. Now, over the years, have I bought lots of information products? Have I bought lots of courses? Have I trained under some of the best business coaches in the planet? Yes, I have. And over 24 years, I have done a lot of things. Have I built a list, a responsive list, a 5-figure list of people that like to get my newsletter, take advantage of invitations and opportunities I present, and actually open the emails and tell me that they love reading my newsletter? Maybe some of you are here. I have done that. I am a JV leaderboard topping angel with some of the most influential people in this room, like Michael and Krista's Infinite List, Jennifer Deep Stratton's Go Big Summit, and Debbie White's, I don't remember what her program was called, but look at that. I'm right up there, making it happen. I've got influence. When I say what I want people to do or buy or see, people read it and say, yeah, I'm doing that. I've done that. Do I have irresistible opt-in gifts that bring me leads every single day? Yes, I do, and very high conversion rates. Do I have an information product? Do I have a course? Do I have done-for-you services? Yes. So if you're somewhere on the journey and you're thinking, why don't I have all of that? Well, I've been doing this for 24 years. I guess it's taken a little while. But the benefit of perspective is I can see how far I've come, and I can also project and dream about where I want to go. I also lead my own mastermind, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done in my life, and I have to tip my hat to Jay Fairbrother for introducing me to a business model that came to me at the perfect time in my life where I could actually lead the conversation I most want to contribute to and work with the clients that I feel so great to and privileged to be in relationship with. But these are not the things that I'm the most proud of. I think that over time, when you look back, there's so many things you have to learn how to do. Rhonda talked about this during her presentation. You know, there's this long list of all these things. Can you build a list? Do you know how to write a press release? Can you write copy? Do you know how to podcast guest? Do you know how to joint venture? Do you even know what a joint venture is? Do you know how to speak from a stage, and can you do it well without getting nervous? There's so many things you have to learn how to do. And over 24 years, there's a lot of hours there, so I could say that I got to a certain degree of competence in most of these areas. But what I'm most proud of isn't all of that. What I'm most proud of is who I have become in the process of doing all of that. I think that for so many years, I had this A for effort, work so hard, prove that I could do it. But where I am right now is more about moving the energy and having good things happen for people without bringing that kind of energy to whatever it is that I do. That's a huge shift for me. I'm really honored when clients send me crystal certificates and beautiful awards and send me greeting cards that say things like, just a note to say, thank you for all you do for others. You build confidence, you build self-esteem, you build entrepreneurs. Your contribution to people's lives is simply you. It's simply me. It doesn't matter what I know or my how-to or how much I've been doing it or how great I am. It's who I am being. I think that is the thing that I've learned in the MetaMind. Like, just be it. Be my own wizard. When things happen in life and there's disruptions in the marketplace, I'm a creative entrepreneur. I need to respond to these kinds of things with my own best skill and talent. I need to prove those things work. And then when they do work, I can shout from the rooftops to all of my partners and say, this is the greatest program since sliced bread. I've got all kinds of data to support it. I've supported you quite a bit over the years. May I please request your support on my behalf? And you know what? People say yes to me. And it's not so much that I made such a great ask, but I think it's who I am being that is the most important part. I believe that we all need to be the human being we most want to attract in everything we do. And when we do that, our star will rise right along with our network and our results. I would invite you to take a picture of this and think about it a lot, because how you do anything is how you do everything. Oh, sorry. There we go. Want to take a picture of that? Renee, my time is up. Can I just have a little bit more time? Okay. Can I have a little more time, people? Yes. Okay. Did you get the picture? Yes. Okay, good. None of us succeeds alone. I've been in the MetaMind for 2 years. Of course I'm signing up for the 3rd year. If Mark throws bread on the water, I'm going to go follow the bread and I'm going to do whatever he says, because, I don't know, we're just like peas and carrots. We're supposed to be on the same journey. And the journey and the destination are so much sweeter when you're traveling with others on a similar soulful leadership path. Now, the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Men, the Scarecrow, Dorothy, and their little dog too, they all had a lot of different skills and abilities, talents, ingenuity, all this stuff. And somehow they combined their best efforts so they could figure out how to capture the witch's broom and bring it back to the wizard so their dreams could come true. Well, that's kind of what the MetaMind is all about. And when we're on this journey to the yellow brick road, there's going to be sleep-inducing poppies. There's going to be flying monkeys. There's going to be angry apples. There will be potholes and obstacles that you didn't even know what were coming your way. But what is our option? What we have to do is rise up to the occasion, and we have to want it enough to stay with it. And I think that what happens, your courage and your conviction rise up, and you realize when bad things happen, as bad things do, to some of us more than others, or maybe you've got your own drama. But when these bad things happen, you think, I'm in living color, I'm not in Kansas anymore, and I'm going to do the best I can with what's being thrust at me, because I am in control of what happens next, and I'm not going to be a victim. So that leads me to a question. Who is on your team? Who are you traveling the yellow brick road with to accomplish the magnificent things that you dream about for yourself? I think that we come to a point in the road and we have to make a decision. Is now the time to do the thing that you've always wanted to do? And decide to make that decision today. And then you think to yourself, those bluebirds didn't fly over the rainbow by accident. You know why they flew over the rainbow? Because they believed that they could. Isn't it true that what goes on between our ears is the most powerful fuel to compel us to defy gravity and accomplish all the magnificent things that we dream about? And when we dream about really big things, and our vision is so big, that's when the seeds of doubt can creep in and have us to go small. And that's where you have to really remember that you're here for a bigger purpose, and you should work that purpose and make it happen. Because if you don't do it, who's going to? So with a nod to those ruby red slippers, and may I just say, aren't these shoes amazing? Yes. With a nod to those ruby red slippers, I want you to step into your power. I want you to believe in the power of your dreams. I want you to find your soul tribe and get on that yellow brick road to success, Because as Dorothy showed us, you've had the power all along. Whether you have one short day in the Emerald City, or a lifetime in dry, arid Kansas, or wherever your nomad life takes you, please make your life and work count for something that you can be proud of, that can be your legacy, that can be your joy, so you have energy, enthusiasm, and engagement every single day, loving your life and loving your business. Because what is the alternative? Is to be living in the dark, in black and white, and wouldn't you rather be in living color? So here's a couple of takeaway lessons I hope you will take with you on your yellow brick road to success. Please unlock your inner magic, rewrite your story, and believe in yourself. Be your own wizard. Don't hide behind smoke and mirrors. Have the courage to fly your own broom and show up as your true, powerful self. Beware the wizard syndrome. You can make magic happen on your own. Please choose your travel companions wisely. And then I love this one, greenify yourself. By that I mean own your quirks, all your missing pieces and foibles, and let your freak flag fly. I'm doing it, you know, I'm 63 years old. I'm still leading and growing and becoming. Who knows where I'm gonna be next year or the year after that, but I know in the company that I am keeping, I know it's gonna be good. Because with brains, heart, courage, and soul, we can all make magnificent things, and there's no place like stepping into your true potential. So I have a question for you, and that is, what's one wizard syndrome illusion you're ready to leave behind today? Give that some thought and let it guide you forward. With the gift of perspective, looking back over these 24 years, I realize that as a creative entrepreneur, my business has morphed in all kinds of ways over 24 years. I can't bear the thought of doing the same thing for 24 years every single day. I know that's what merchants do, but creative entrepreneurs such as myself, I have to respond to things that are happening and keep myself interested and make it fun. And I've made it fun, and I'm making money, and I'm having a good life, and I'm married to a great guy, and my kid's healthy, and I'm healthy myself. And I'm 40 pounds lighter, by the way. Feeling pretty good about that. You've all been my scarecrows, my tin men, my cowardly lions. You've helped me see a path to a life that I could build for myself that makes me so happy. And I'm just so grateful. And let's not forget Toto too. Don't we all need companions who remind us of home and who we truly are? This little gal is joining our family in May, and I can hardly wait. My little dog too. So I have a little special thing for you. I have created a beautiful music video to thank so many of you, Scarecrows, Tin Men, and others who have been on my journey with me, who I've been able to contribute to and have also been able to contribute to me. So with your permission, I would like to play this lovely music video. I hope you'll reach for the Kleenex and enjoy this very special presentation. It's short.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you.
Thank you.
Side hug so we don't microphone hug. Was that touching? Was it in?